Welcome to the Drastic Results with Tony Harris Taylor show.
To go to another level, you must try to learn and hear something new. So make the change today. So don't procrastinate and see your business grow and change. So check out Drastic Results, yeah, with Tony Harris Taylor. Tony Harris Taylor. Drastic Results, oh yeah, with Tony Harris Taylor. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. This is Tony Harris Taylor with the Drastic Results with Tony Harris Taylor show. Today is Tuesday, May the 3rd, and I'm excited to be here off the heels of the Profitable Events for Drastic Results Conference. Woo! I loved the event. It was, honestly, I'm gonna be transparent here. It was my test to see if anyone wanted to hear the message, and it was excellent. If you didn't go, if you didn't come, you missed out. There were lots of connections made, lots of inspiration, and look out, my network, they're going to be doing events, and I want you to show up and be there, show up, be up, follow up to blow up. And the only way you can be successful is if you show up. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about that. I was talking to my coach this morning and I said, I had a big fear around doing my own events. In 2016, I had seen someone in my network, her event got canceled at the last minute and cost her a lot of money and a ton of relationships. And I was just scared to take that drastic step to do events. But I had a coach who pushed me and gave me the courage and the wings I needed in order to do my own events. And now I'm teaching people how to do events. How do you go from fear to teaching? You take one step in front of the other and you keep showing up and you keep doing and you tweak. You do and you tweak. So one of the tweaks we're going to make for next year's Profitable Events Conference is it's going to be hybrid and we will have people in the room. You cannot beat the energy in the room. So the lesson I learned is I don't love all virtual. You need the energy in the room. And although I had a few people in the room for the first day, there's just nothing that can compare to in person. Plus, it gets people, with virtual, they can tip out, tip back in. And so I said, nope, next year we're going to do hybrid. And we're going to have people in the room. So stay tuned for more around doing profitable events. And I'm going to do drip on you all throughout the year about how you can use the event strategy to attract your ideal clients. Today, we have a special guest. And I have her banner up. I got it. I'm working the technology. I'm doing me and working the technology at the same time. But my guest is Dr. Vanessa de Danzine. And she is out of New York. She is one of my coaching clients, and she is fabulous. She's a legacy wealth builder. And I met her through the Viral Networking Conference. She was a guest of a guest. And she said, yep, I'm ready to get drastic. And she became a coaching client. So I'm going to bring on stage my client and now friend. Listen, if you don't want to be my friend, don't coach with me. Dr. Vanessa de Danzine. Hey, lady, how are you today?
Tony? It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes, we were talking before, and I was getting her feedback. She's been coaching with me now about 6 months, and I was getting her feedback on her experience in my program, and she gave me some good remarks. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But more importantly, I gave her a compliment. Her compliment is she is an awesome coaching client. She shows up. She follows up. She implements. She tries anything once. And that's all you can ask as a coach from a client. So thank you for being an ideal coaching client as well. So, Dr. Vanessa, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Okay, I'm a retired New York City police officer detective. Out of New York City. I'm an author, speaker. Also a co-host of a show, Keeping It Real with Shannon, and I'm a community advocate, among some other things.
Awesome. And doctor, where'd you get that?
My doctor is in public health. I have a big focus on the health inequities, the health inequalities, the social justice, and the social determinants of health. So that's my passion within that space of public health.
All right. So she's a ex-police officer detective. She has a doctorate in public health. She has a show, Keeping It Real. But who are you today, Dr. Vanessa?
As a retiree, which I thought I was going to be retired, I am a legacy wealth builder today. Building generation wealth is something that brought me out of retirement, and that became a passion that I'm doing. That is my focus now today. So I would really say, I would just say that I'm just a legacy wealth builder. Because this is where my path is today.
So let's unpack that a little bit.
Okay.
So you go from public health, police to being a legacy wealth builder. What's your story about behind your passion of helping families build wealth?
Huh. Okay. When I retired, I figured I was going to take a 1 year hiatus, just relax here and there. And I had a friend of mine reach out to me. She go, "Hey V, she's a financial consultant, and she wanted me to support her on this platform." So I said, "Okay, I figure I'll go support her, buy a book, court cases," and then it turned out to be more than that. It was actually a class that I registered for, to support her. So as I was taking the class, some of the information that I was receiving from the class, I didn't think I can use. Maybe 20, 30 years ago, I could have used that information. But I thought about it, and I saw how I can use that information and take it to the community to help the community at large, build their wealth, appreciate their finances, spend less money, get to the next step, and stop living in generational debt.
Okay, very good. So, do you have any experience with generational debt and when what happens when you don't build a legacy?
Well, my focus is really particularly on communities at large and marginalized, disproportionate communities, particularly Black and Brown communities. And although people may have some financial benefit, and what I mean by that, they may not feel that they're struggling. They may not necessarily be the one that's living check to check or check to Monday, but they may not be aware of the benefits of learning how to use their money, how to respect their money, how to make their money work for them and get to the next level. And a lot of people looking like us, unfortunately, is not in the trend of leaving generational wealth as a legacy for their families. They may have an insurance, have a death benefit. When they pass away, they leave it on to the kids, and that's the end of the day. But my thing is now is to learn how to teach people how to leverage their money, how the wealthy do, and get to the next level and leave a legacy by building generational wealth.
So, one of the taglines we came up with in your coaching is how to live your life like a business. And when she said that, and we came up with that, that was like the big aha, because there's so many business owners out there, or general people who don't know that they can live their life like a business owner. Can you expand on that?
Oh, okay, sure. Like for instance, right, I travel a lot. Right, I love to travel. I'm international, but now I don't travel just for pleasure. I travel for business. So for me, it's only two systems. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, rich or poor, male or female. It's either you're in business or an employee. As an employee, you only have about 7, 8 tax deductions, but as a business, you have up to 475 tax deductions. And I've learned to appreciate that when I've learned the concept of hiring your kids in a home-based business. And trust me, if I know about hiring my kids many years ago, all them private school fees and sports and everything else I put it for, I could have hired them, paid them a salary, a reasonable salary, and let them pay for their own things. And I could be able to get my money back. So now it's really to be in a different space to teach people how, listen, to spend less money, learn how to make more money, and learn and have them learn the tax rules and learn the rules of the game, and then play the game by the rules. So that's my whole entree now is my passion is to bring people to that space, because what they don't know is that one stream of income is hazardous to their wealth.
Okay. So that's so critical. So many people don't know that you can pay your kids and take a tax deduction. Every time I travel, even if it's for pleasure, I figure out how to network while I'm there. Why? Because I want to write off the trip. So
Absolutely.
I got to eat anyway. So I'll send out messages on social media and say, "Hey, I'm coming to your city. I'm going to be sit up at this place at this time. Come by and say hi. Let's do some networking. Let's catch up if I already know you." And then it becomes a tax deduction. That's so simple. But
Well,
so
it's
many
simple.
go
It's
ahead.
simple. It's simple if you know, but if you don't know, you only know what you know,
You
right?
only know what you know. And that's why you hire a consultant like Dr. Vanessa and you sit at her feet to learn what you don't know. And this is especially a critical message for those of you who are still working as an employee. As she said, as an employee, you have 8 deductions versus a business owner who has 400 plus deductions, right? So you teach people how to get a second stream of income even in their business in their as an employee, right?
Correct. A lot of people can do something. Everyone have something they can offer, whether it's a service or product. Like, what do they like to do? What are they passionate about? How many people do hair? How many people do nails, cut hair, or do taxes, or tutor, or babysit? These are things that's potentially um, jobs that they can receive money for. They can receive a money for. So the only they need to do is learn how to document property, treat it like a business, and run their lives like a business, and use this as an additional one of many multiple streams of income that they should be getting.
Awesome, awesome. Now I know you're also very passionate about life insurance.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about using life insurance as a wealth building vehicle.
Yes, I'm also an insurance producer, licensed in 15 states. And then one of the things too is I can find a lot of communities think that life insurance is not for them. They think it's for everybody else except them. And when they think about how the pandemic came about and what the reality hit was that a lot of people did not have life insurance, is that's that aha moment, like, wow, we got to do something. We got to get it or get got, right? So a lot of people, for those who got, it was that they began to use GoFundMe as a life insurance policy, which is um, which is just not the way to go. Is I think is being selfish. I think they're already putting a more destitute strain on their family for those already struggling, and leave the burden up to them. So it's really to get them to the space where do they understand insurance? What is insurance? What is the difference between term and permanent? What is the benefits? And I also found that a lot of people don't are not aware of the long-term riders, the riders itself that are on the policies. And these riders are benefits with their living benefits that people can use while they're alive. It's not just the life insurance does not serve as a death benefit. And I became more in tune to that when my mom passed away in 2019. And although she had insurance, some of the benefits that she could have used, long as her doctor said that she couldn't do two or three out of the 10 daily living activities, we could
Mhm,
have pulled from the policy and
mhm.
pay someone to help take care of her, because without that, everything was out of pocket. So these
So
are some of the
let us be clear. Let us
things.
be crystal clear. Life insurance is the one vehicle that the wealthy use to stay wealthy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how they leverage their money. That's how they leverage their wealth. They continue to hire their kids in their businesses, and their money circulates within themselves. And this is one way that we can bring people to the table to narrow that wealth gap that's being disproportionately at a disadvantage in marginalized communities.
Absolutely. Let me say this, the other best kept secret about life insurance is it's
Mhm.
tax free. And
Yes.
that's the one thing they really don't want us to know,
Right.
our communities to know about life insurance. So if you are putting, and I'm not getting, well, I can say this because I'm not a financial professional, but I used to be, right?
Yes.
But I do want to comment on Diane's comment. Don't get got, right? So that is brilliant. Don't get got. So I'm going to say this. She's licensed, so I'm going to say it for her. And that is being whether you're putting your money in a taxable vehicle, 401k, 403b, 457 versus life insurance. So you might be maxing out your 401k, which is eventually fully taxable, versus maybe putting just up to the match in your 401k or 457 and take the rest of that and put it in life insurance for the emergencies of life while you're still living, and for the tax-free benefits and legacy building for your family. Now, what's really important about this strategy as well is you can leave a big insurance policy, but if you don't teach your children what to do with it, they then will be broke. Because we all
Absolutely.
know that if people get a windfall of money, they don't know how to deal with it, they then become broke. So Vanessa's going to talk to us about her upcoming event, and I'm so proud of her. She picked a date, she put it on the calendar, and she's marketing it now. So tell us about your upcoming event.
Yes, get your financial house in order, right? And I'm going to be there talking about strategies to build legacy throughout the decade. So my theme is to bring families to the table in their 20s, the 30s, the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, and try to give them a template of what they need to be doing in these decades of life so they can leave that legacy. So I start with my 20s because that's the foundation of everything. And at the 20s, you need to have that foundation of making the money work for you, understanding money, the benefits of money, and how money can be best utilized. And then it goes up to build my house, which would be the 70s, which will be the roof of the house. And that will be at the time when we will look to pass the torch to our next generation with all the tools and strategies that we put in place. And that will bring them to the next level as well.
Awesome. Awesome. So Mark says, let me go ahead and show Mark's comment. He says that he's always open to expanding his financial literacy. So thank you, Mark, for listening. And make sure you send Dr. Vanessa a private message so that she can send you the link for her event. So what I hear her saying is she's going to take you through each decade of what you should be doing with your money at each decade to make sure that you are wealth building and creating a legacy, so that when your adult children, because you're not going to die till your 90s, so they do get your life insurance legacy, they know what to do with it, and that they're not just blowing it, spending it on material things that will break down and will disappear in the future, but they are taking that and building legacy after legacy, right?
Absolutely. So now I wanted to add something when we get, if I could just revert back to insurance. When we talk about life insurance, I also want to emphasize the benefits of business insurance. You have
Mhm.
individuals that are creating businesses and creating templates just to make the money, but they don't have a clue of how to protect their interest in the business if something happened to them. So that's another key component of what people need to be doing if they have a business as well.
Yeah. And so we are forced to insure our cars, we're forced to insure our homes. We are
Yes.
not forced to insure our businesses or our lives. And
Mhm.
it can cost us dearly if we don't take it seriously. So tell everybody, when is the event? I'm going to show the banner, and
Mhm.
then just share with them why they should be there.
Yes, we're going to have a live interactive workshop. It's going to be June 11th, 2022, between 12 and 3 Eastern Time. And we're looking for people to participate. It's a live interactive workshop, and you'll begin to think about different ways of how to view your money. Look at your status. Become to identify what type of wealth are you. Think about why you need a will versus a trust. And that's another thing that a lot of people feel that they don't hear about because they figure, oh, that's not for them. Why do I need a will? It's no longer like like yesterday, where you could just tell people what you want and what your wishes are. So it's really give you an idea to untap the energy and to change your mindset of how you respect money and to build that financial health and leave that legacy.
So she's very passionate about a trust also. And so when you come, you're going to learn that a trust is for everyday people, and
Yes.
putting that in place isn't as hard as you think. So get registered. It is a virtual event, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So you see the bit.ly on the screen. And if you are watching live, somebody put that bit.ly in the comments for me, please. bit.ly/live workshop 2022. Put that in the comments for me. I know, Val, if you're there, you got me. So let's talk about networking.
Yes.
While we do that. How important is networking to growing your business?
Well, Tony, it was I had a good opportunity to meet you at your networking event. Like you said, I was a guest of a guest, and I found that to be very rewarding, empowering, motivational, inspiring to me. I've never thought about networking. Now I'm in the space of networking, and it's like, wow, this is the way to go to grow your business is to meet people and connect with like-minded individuals, or you begin to develop other like-minded events that you would like to do, inspiring, just like over the weekend with your last event we talked about the wine tasting. I said, oh, okay, let me try that one day. So it gives me ideas. It gave me an idea for my next event as well.
Yeah. Networking is everything in business. I see you all. You've got Dr. Lynn Richardson. She's going to be a guest at your event, but I know you're a part of that network. And I see y'all going to the Hip Hop Awards and the BET Awards. And, you have some fun with your network, but they also help you to grow and help you to
Yes.
support each other. And you and I have never met in person yet. I'm
Yes.
just
Yeah.
double thinking yet,
Yes.
but we will meet in September for sure. But
Yes.
I'm just super excited about how you're using your network in a positive way. That's the other thing I love about you as a client is you're using that positive peer pressure to push you forward to get your business out there, even though it's drastic for you.
Yes.
So I'm very, very proud of you. You continue to show up, keep doing what you're doing, because remember what we talked about over the weekend. It's not
Mhm.
about you, it's about
Absolutely.
all of the people you are meant to serve. And
Mhm.
you can't not show up because you are meant to serve. So our friend Diane put a comment in. She also is encouraging you. Diane is another, she's the friend of the friend that brought Dr. And then she's also in the coaching group. So everybody should be there. Even if you think your financial house is already in order, it's also going to be an opportunity to meet more people, but also you don't know everything.
That's true.
I'm going to be there because I know I have more work to do, because sometimes, and this is for my entrepreneurs out there, not sometimes, all the time, my head is down in my expertise,
Mhm.
serving my clients, getting more clients. And I sometimes honestly am not paying attention to my financial house. And so I want to make sure that I am doing the right things. I put some life insurance in place because I'm a two-time widow. And so that's not a good teacher. So I have tons of insurances. But then what's next? What's my next level? You do real estate investing too, right?
Yes, I do. I do real estate investor. I'm an investor, and it's really that's another stream of income. And at minimally, people should have 7 streams of income minimally. So
Seven,
they may think, yes, 7 stream. They
even
may
if
think
they're
it's
an
far fetched.
employee,
I'm sorry.
even if they're an employee.
Absolutely. Because what happens today when you're no longer an employee, or you lose your job, or you quit your job, you need to be able to have some passive income and some active income as well within that streams. Like people don't know to have a diverse portfolio. They need to have a diverse portfolio. They don't put all your eggs in one basket, just like one size doesn't fit all. But the whole idea is to bring families and people to the table to plant seeds under trees where they will never sit under.
Ooh, say that again.
It's really to bring our families to the table so they can learn to plant seeds under trees that they will never sit under.
I love it. I love it. Keith, thank you. He says, thanks for the eye opener, Vanessa. So, Keith, make sure you get registered for her event. Sit at her feet, listen to her and Dr. Richardson share with you how to create a legacy and build wealth for generations. Thank you so much, Dr. V, for being on the show.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you, and I can't wait for your event, June 11th. So get registered, and we will see you all there.
Thank you for having me, Tony. Thank you.
This is Tony Harris Taylor saying, take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. Bye.
Bye bye.